Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to the Legend of Bumbo. So, I'm about to win again, or at least I have a very high chance. Playing as the dead baby Bumbo version. I guess these are the same personalities as Isaac, but because they're coming from the imagination of Isaac, is what you would take from this. I need to get 5 hits fairly quickly though, because these guys could hit very hard and twice in a row and take out my 5 or 4 soul hearts. How did I get here? Well, I actually skipped quite a bit using the trapdoor. I skipped at least one chapter and was about to try and skip a second time by the time I was in the basement to see if I could jump straight from the beginning of the basement to the end of the basement. Playing a strategy here with the fly damage over time on top of just other things set up in such a way to do one-hit damages, because you really need at least 2 spells to do multiple damages. Now, am I going to get over 45 coins? Probably not. If I could somehow get 4 charges with a 7 of yellows, that would be nice, but it's not likely to happen. We have the finger, which adds more, I think, wild cards, although I really haven't seen any wild cards being added at all. We have the mom's photo, which adds blindness, and that has actually been helpful. And then we have the urine sample, which adds urines, more yellows, which then would feed into charging up 7 yellows into charging the hit all enemies battery, leaky battery. But mostly, yeah, everything here is just the same old as far as you've got to line things up and hope it all works. See, I can get a poop here this way, or this way, or this way. I think this is probably our best matching move. Get a second poop. That lets me activate the fly again, which theoretically that means that this turn ends and I might have a fly that activates 3 or 4 times. But the trick with this character obviously is to just keep it going and keep that turn flowing. There, we've got a bone which we can hit for that. And that gives me enough to do this, and since the cost re-rolls and that gives me mana, it makes a high chance of being able to do it again. So there's nothing more to do here. It would be kind of crazy to try and make matches and use this and try and get 10 coins. It'd be crazy, I guess, if it did give me like 26 coins. But it's not going to happen. Let's just win and move forward. Probably give me 11 coins. So yeah, you're getting about 11 coins each time now. And if the game's going to get even more difficult, then it's only going to become even more difficult to get 45 coins. One of the things that occurs to me here is that the Legend of Bumbo has this weird situation in which it's competing against Binding of Isaac's greed mode specifically, which is added in the most recent expansion of the Binding of Isaac. Now, greed mode isn't exactly the same thing. It's not a match for level. There, we lost again. So we've unlocked a new poop icon for Bumbo the Nimble, and that's it. So, like, Greed mode in The Binding of Isaac is more of a gauntlet mode type top-down twin-stick shooter roguelike experience. It takes out the different floor plans that you would normally run into The Binding of Isaac and really just has a shop always at the top and a like item room always in the lower right and some other rooms around it, and then there's just an extra large room in the middle and you're fighting waves and waves of enemies. So, but it does definitely have the idea of fighting Greed, which is like Bumbo, and maybe canonically even the same character leveled up. Alright, so that's our second victory with Bumbo the Dead, and see, I'd hoped that you could have somehow unlocked Bumbo the Lost at this point. This is going to create a weird situation now where there's just ever increasingly less that can be done, the less that can be unlocked. Because you can't really enter these runs thinking to yourself, well, this is the run I'm going to focus on 45 coins. It's just going to be whether or not you get lucky or not. And particularly if you get that trapdoor. Trapdoor seems to be a major factor, and I don't know if there's another way you really have a chance of doing anything. Or like getting 45 coins without the trapdoor. There was also something weird that was happening. I was fighting a very specific enemy. The big, like, how would you describe it? There's these big creatures that have a bunch of like swollen parts that they're bumpy, I guess. Yeah, that's the word. Big bumpy enemies, and they would get up to the front and they would bump me, and either it was a glitch or it's an effect of them attacking me, but it would reset the tiles in such a way that I would have only one move and there was absolutely no way to make a match in that one move, on top of which you're not capable of making any progress because they reset everything. And yeah, if characters are supposed to have that special ability, that's utterly devastating. And what I chose to do was actually exit the game and then hit continue and reset the room, which, guess what, you can cheat and do that. So that removes a lot of the potential frustration, although in this case might as well just reset, because why not? But yeah, if you can cheat room by room, that will save you some level of time. Certainly towards let's see. Whack away at that. Whack away at that. That gets rid of the green. Yep, it may very well be a case that you can just cheat through a large percentage of the game that way. And then that may just make it super easy to get all the achievements. I'm not sure. I would want to get all the achievements by cheating that much, but I have said in the past, time management is key, and if it does boil down to potentially spending 5-10 hours of gameplay to unlock one more thing, it's not worth playing. That's exactly the same feeling that I ended up with The Binding of Isaac. My save file on The Binding of Isaac Rebirth, in particular, is that, yes, I've probably unlocked somewhere around 80 to 90%, but that last 10% is so incredibly difficult to unlock. It's not worth it. Sometimes, a lot of times actually, games establish too high of a demand, too high of a terms for success. They just want to waste your time. Even when it's a game like this where there really isn't a reason for them to want to take up extra amounts of your time. Obviously, if I was trying to get to chapter 3 without taking any damage, I'd reset at this point. I could see a mobile version of this game that did load ads between each room and them trying to sell it that way. I'm glad they didn't do that. Although in particular, it would be a hard sell to sell The Binding of Isaac as a free-to-play, attract the masses type product, since it is in this very niche counterculture type art style and themes. Yeah, and that chaos, you really would only want chaos after you had the trinket that made the negative curse tiles not hurt you. So you would have to really risk it. I guess if there were seeds, you'd probably know what seeds are likely to give you something like the Black Lantern to negate the negative effects of curses. Enemies move slower. Let's see what that does for us. I wouldn't be surprised if it does very little. Put one here. Whack away on that. Whack away on that. I guess Bumbo the Stout being fat is implemented by him, I guess, technically moving slower than some of the other characters. But yeah, you still are in this weird situation where it does kind of feel like playing other characters might be unlocking items that would then help your main character, or help a different character. And since Bumbo has this whack-away thing that always costs poops, if you could get a build that just increased the amount of poops, you would be in a really good position. Okay. Yeah, this is crazy to do it this way, but This here. This here. Yep, and you just don't have enough moves to do all I wanted to do. Like that. Like that. Like that. I can reduce the whack away down to 2 cost. And I can increase its damage. But then I would still need something else. Enemies move slower. I don't know if there's even if it is a converter that would give us brown mana. Specifically. And using mana to get other mana is probably not even worth it. Anyway, so probably I'm better off looking for charged items and trinkets, soul hearts. You can only have 4 trinkets. In the Binding of Isaac you can hold 1, and sometimes if you upgrade it 2, there was another Tainted Peepers that I fought off screen too. It doesn't really change much. Yeah. If I could slow down these characters, that might be interesting. I guess the first question though would be, just do anything. Right. Poop here. See some whack away. Whack away. Next wave of baddies move less. That sounds like that would be a good thing. Okay. Slow that guy down from attacking. Right. Probably was pretty obvious it wasn't that guy. Smack that guy. Then can we get another move? Seems like they move at exactly the same speed, or if they are moving faster, it is only slightly faster. Alright, well we know it's probably not that guy. Because on the reset it has to be one of the other 2 people. I think. At least I would heavily place my bet on that. So on the reset, probably left or middle. Move that up. Do that. Might just... Is this something as simple as it's always on the left? Let's get rid of that. Just get rid of these curse things while we can. We might as well slow down the enemies even if it's not doing anything. Even though that's probably a waste of time. Okay. So poop here, just make it simple. Can't really do another poop, so we'll do this. Found it, and then it reset. So now it's probably something on the left or right. Just make it green. Throw it in the middle. Hit that. I'm not really getting enough attacks for this to help me. So this is very similar to the same situation. It's just like the game does not want me to win. So instead it's going to actively try hard. Now notice they both attacked and they both ate away at the poop, so no fake attacks in that. Is it ever the tainted guy? It may never actually be the tainted guy. At this rate also, I doubt I'd ever get 7 hearts in a row. Let's see. If I get lucky, I win. If I'm unlucky, I lose. Nah, I don't lose. I just don't manage to take any damage or do any damage that turn. Okay. It's ridiculous, we just don't have anything. let's... Do we want to get rid of a heart that badly? There we go. This may be the only way to win, is to get just that going. Well, actually that didn't help me either, did it? I need something bigger. I'm trying really hard here, and if there was any strategy or if your luck was affecting any of this, obviously I'm not getting a good run of luck. I'm stupidly trying to like match the hearts, but now is not the time to do that. There we go. Yeah, and unless I get a critical, I'm still not in a good position. Right. It's really ridiculous how difficult this is turning into. Finally. And yeah, there's no safety, so even though I probably could get 6 hearts, I don't have the 7th heart on the field, and it wouldn't be worth doing. That certainly slowed things down. That's just not the kind of momentum you want. May gain movement off kills. I will take that as a trinket. More moves is helpful. Now, spells charge less. Throw an extra ward in combat. Or... okay. Make that charge less, and then that every turn that will be charged, and that's probably the best you can do. If I can get a heal on a first turn with breakfast, that's not what breakfast does in Binding of Isaac. Binding of Isaac, it just gives you extra health, and if I had gotten that one up, that would have been nice too. Alright. That puts us in a decent setup. Like, if you didn't get a good setup from the shop at that point, there's an argument to just resetting. Save yourself the next hour to an hour and a half of gameplay. Let's see. We're looking for poops. Looking for one move victories. establish that's there. Whack that backwards. Whack that away. Really can't do anything here. Already in trouble. There's no gray teeth on this row. Best I could do is hope to line something up like that. Match that. So then I could line up this. Slow the move on people. Take the hit. Now there is a build in the Binding of Isaac where you go into like a rage mode when you take damage or when your health is below a certain amount. And if there was something like that, then taking damage would potentially be a viable strategy in this game, but there isn't, so you are left with just a simple answer of always trying to there's never a good time to take damage. Build another coop here. Go ahead and whack this character. I don't think we want to slow down the enemies twice. Well, I might as well have, because this is the guy who resets his mana each turn anyways. One turn move. No options. Again, make that match. Put that down. Whack away. Whack away. Still feels very possible that I'd still lose here. Teeth. And then teeth. That does one. And then he's just gonna attack. Okay. Do this. Do this. See, if there was a way to like move these things around and organize this, then there would be a lot more strategy in this game. Okay. And game over. in neither of the important steps there was I capable of actually activating an improved whack away. If you're not going to be able to pull that off, you probably don't have a lot of chances of success at all. Put this down. Take protection by killing those characters first. Alright. Now, in 2 moves, we kind of need to do a poop, which would be hard to do, or we need to do a green and a bone or teeth. And everything screams that this is the right move. It's to do something like this here, and then line up something like this here. And that worked so well, I have to really question if maybe that's the strategy I've been missing, and that there are actual solutions to these puzzles. And that it isn't just random placements of tiles, like it feels like it is. And that weirdly is working. That worked way too well. But that may just be random luck. There definitely is a let's see. Oh, void status effects. I've yet to see that be useful. There definitely is deeper stats in the Binding of Isaac, and a mod that highlights those deeper stats, where it'll say you have just like 1 attack, but in reality the attack is something like 1.2576 or something like that. Some really smaller numbers. And if anything, that is a just like reoccurring theme of the Binding of Isaac in the way it's developed. I'm not sure if it has anything to do with the story, but there's this intentional crypticness where you just don't know what you just don't know what items do. Is there anything here that would help? Splitting destroys the one in the middle, makes 2 on the sides. Okay. So I can work with that. That was not the guy I was aiming for. Could I make another poop match? Yes. Is that the best move? Maybe not. I guess best case scenario, get rid of things that are in the way. Do we want to match here? Or do we want to match here? I think that's better. And then line up that. That'll get us a double match. Cleared the whole floor. And if I was to split a star, it wouldn't do it. So don't split wilds. And if I was to have split a heart, I wouldn't have gotten close enough. Anyways. Oh, this feels slow there. Definitely feels slow. Just having to methodically try and take out each of these enemies without making any mistakes at all. Knowing that at any point I could just accidentally hit the wrong button and it would register it as a mistake. And potentially mess up a run. Although I guess if I just got really fast at pausing, exiting to the menu and starting over again, I could cheat through that. I haven't really been thinking on those lines, of course. Let's see. That. Then if I do that, or if I do that. And then that. And that. Attack that guy. Attack that guy. Split now. Whack that guy. Whack that guy. And see, everything just resets now, so it does just make sense to split the hearts if you're gonna even try for that. Of course, that takes spaces away from other things. So you are then setting yourself up for more trouble, more frustration. Put this down. Then I guess you whack that guy. And then you whack that guy. And then that'll give you a second turn. Right. And as far as wilds go... still far away from having enough to make a full 7 hearts. And it would be very dangerous to pursue that further. So I'd have to get a whole bunch of greens and break things. I'd have to make a whole bunch of matches with greens. And I just don't want to waste the time on it when there's such a high chance that this won't be the run that wins. Okay. What is more valuable? A charge? Probably. Even though wooden nickel's not going to do much for you as far as actually winning. It's a charge thing. It can give us coins. It can help us build up towards something else. There's kind of no way to get a poop match this first turn. Could get a yellow match. Not really gonna get a green match. Here we have a big 5 poop match, which I could turn into a 6 poop match. Could I turn it into a 7 poop match? No. Well, that gets me full 9 mana. And that moved him over to the right, but I think he'll just move back into the middle. Okay. Green. Stop him from attacking. And then destroy. Potentially for more white pieces. I think we don't have enough moves for this, but let's do this. Let's see if this maybe knocks him back. And then yeah, just take that. I don't even know what I'd be really trying to split. Let's just split that. Well, that's crazy. Now everything is covered in poop, and I'm about to be attacked twice. I don't have any clue where anything is. So if I move that there, just would have to be a straight up gamble to think that this was yellow. Interesting, they didn't attack. But this really is coming down to mostly gambling. Hoping that one of these would in some way line up, or I could reveal one of these at least. well, I guess we have our protective poop, so it's not that big of a deal. Move that over. Move that over. Rebuild this. Then we can just whack away. Whack away at that, which does seem to move him further back. Which does seem to cause him to break fewer poops, which seems to cause him to make fewer poops on my puzzle board. I'm assuming there is a one-to-one connection there. Okay, I'm gonna match that, and then I'm gonna hope that's a match. Okay. As far as splitting things in two, yeah. Okay, we'll mess with that. Not mess with that. Seriously, do I still not have a solution? It's just taking forever. I kind of wouldn't mind if this was taking forever and we were getting like 7 hearts and building up to some longer solution, some long-term strategy, some safety that would actually get us all the way to the end of the game, but that's not what's happening. It's just taking way too long. Charge any item. We'll take sharp nail. We haven't taken sharp nail before. It would almost be worth it for them to give you an achievement for every time you use an item. Right. So spell charge less. So we'll gain extra coins. That's all we can do. And then we could take more health, or we could take soul hearts. And we want trinkets, so it's better to gamble. May add lifesteal. Now if you're going to get lifesteal, then maybe there is an argument to increasing your health. But the fact that you may gain a move on kill, yeah. You really couldn't have enough coins to ever spin this wheel twice. So you're talking 3 extra hearts, unless there's some other way, or unless the stat wheel got cheaper the more you gambled with it. But if anything, things are getting more expensive, not cheaper. The gambling for 5 cents there is the same. This is still 15 cents, but the cost per heart has increased to 4 cents where it was 2 cents before. Nothing is 1 cent. Okay. Start with that. Make that move. Is there any possibility of getting 7 teeth in a row? I don't think so. split this here. Move that up. Do this. There's a chance though, even doing this won't clear a room. That being said, I guess if you're getting extra kills and vampirism and everything else around that, you're probably pretty safe. And that was a nice experience. Just less than a couple of minutes to clear a room. Hit all the non-flying enemies or poison an enemy and pull them closer. With 2. I think beckoning finger probably is better. Extra coins. If I could always get a teeth match after that, split a tile in 2 and get then a big bone attack match, that would be great. But I'm not gonna have no such luck. Poison a bunch of people. No gray teeth to put here. No green to put here. No poops to put here. Poops probably wouldn't help me too much in this turn anyways. Alright, well, let's just do that. Do that. Smack this guy. Is there anything else we could do? You kind of have to split from above. You can do this. Put that down. Whack. Just take that guy out. Oh. Ooh, this still could go pretty badly. Let's start with that. 1. Now everybody's at the front line. Do we have any one move match? Put that down. Then whack that guy. Get an extra move every time we kill somebody. I forgot about that. Or potentially getting an extra move every time we kill somebody. They both healed each other before they took damage. So they have a way around. Dying. Split that. And do that. Poison multiple times. And then make a poop, I guess. Take it for protection, so then we can also whack the guy. Three random mana for 0. We'll take that. So every turn, 3 random mana. Which we're always looking for poop mana. And the mana resets anyway, so. I'd like to do like a massive 6x7 plus poop thing here, but it's not gonna happen. So let's just get teeth first. So you to keep them away. Now that was to save. Can't really do hearts. If I split the poop here, if I split the poop here, if I split the poop here, if I split the bones here, if I split the bones here. I'll try that. But see, then he immediately attacks you, so it's just like not fair. And then he immediately attacks you again, and then he immediately attacks you again. See, I don't know if that was enough setup when you consider he has like this doom and cursed effect he can also do on you. And I can't poison that guy to bring him closer to me. That would be insane. Let's see. Yeah, so we have to just skip the idea of poisoning. Bring them. Three random mana proving to be not very useful compared to specific mana. There we go. I'm at half a heart. which basically means I have to try and gamble for HP up. Gain white mana. Not really doing anything with white mana, but a trinket is a trinket versus charge any item, which isn't worth it. Right. If this increased any other stat, I wouldn't be super happy about that. Spells charging less. You really don't need any of the spells to charge less. Spells costing less would be nice, but I can't afford that. That leaves me with 3 coins. Reroll a spell cost to cost something different. Nope. I'm pretty not confident about this run. And if I was really going for 45 coins, at this point I would have to stop buying things. And I'm not sure I can survive and not buy more items. Okay. Let's see, what are we potentially trying to split, if anything? You split that, and that sets you up like that. Then you do that. You can do that and that would move it down 1, but I don't think that would actually work. Seriously. Yeah. So once again, there's just a lot of possibility of failure. As it is, I need to win with Bumbo the Brave a second time. I would much later on potentially try to get 45 coins with Bumbo the Nimble, but at the moment there's really no reason to play as him. Unless I thought that there was some way that he could get through chapter 1 through 3 without taking damage. I don't believe that's the case. Definitely not the case with Bumbo the Stout, who also needs a second victory. Or there is an argument still to get a second victory with Bumbo the Weird. But there is mostly an argument to sticking with Bumbo the Dead so you can unlock the Lost, so then you can play as the Lost. But then you have to win with the Lost twice to play as the Empty. And if I was to guess anything, the Lost has 1 soul heart and maybe can gain soul hearts, and the Empty has no soul hearts and can't gain red hearts or soul hearts. And so it is a 1-hit kill on the Empty always, whereas the Lost has a couple of opportunities for victory. Yep. And yeah, the way this boils down as far as these episodes is if they're going an hour long and I'm losing, might as well end here. If I'm winning and it's going 2 hours, might as well stick with it, which creates incredibly inconsistent lengths of episodes. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a bunch of links down below. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and get me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.